Sandhan. All Gujarat Integrated Classroom.
સેટેલાઇટના માધ્યમથી જોડતી કડી એટલે સંધાન.
ડિયર ફ્રેન્ડ્સ, આજે આપણે આ ચેનલના માધ્યમથી સર્વર કન્ફિગરેશનનું ટોપિક લેવાના છીએ. દેટ ઇઝ એડવાન્સીસ ઇન કમ્પ્યુટર નેટવર્ક. એડવાન્સીસ ઇન કમ્પ્યુટર નેટવર્ક server installation and configuration. Here, as you have already studied client and server. Client is a computer which is asking services from the server, and server is a computer which is giving services to the client. So right now many a times you have already went to your laboratory and then you have entered username and password to the server through the domain name. That username, password and domain goes to the server, and server is giving services to the client, and you are able to log into the system in your computer laboratory. This way you have used client and server both together. But being a student, if you want to prepare your own server for another laboratory purpose, or you want to be a network administrator, then how to install a server, that is today's topic. In this presentation today I want to start with the server installation, how to install a server from the scratch if I have a new machine. Another one is, after installing a server, it doesn't support the username, password, login authentication. For that we need to install a Active Directory. That Active Directory is a domain database of a user and its policy that we want to study. After that active directory, we need to create number of users. That users we are entering through the server side, and once that username and password is given to the user will install, user will start its activity with the server, and then we'll move to the conclusion. So today's agenda is introduction, server installation, Active Directory installation, user creation and conclusion. So server, today I want to give you that Windows Server 2003 installation. There are another servers available, open source servers are available, like Linux based operating system server. Another is Windows based operating system server. There are Windows based operating server like Windows Server 2003 to Windows Server 2008, but right now I am supposed to give you information on Windows Server 2003. Windows Server 2003 is a server operating system produced by the Microsoft, and this is a Microsoft server. Microsoft provides two types of facility. One is a server product, another is a client product. So many of you are using Microsoft XP, that is a operating system for your computer. That is a client side operating system. Windows 7, that is also a client side operating system. But Windows Server 2003, Windows Server 2008, these are the server operating system that is located in one corner of your lab, and user are login through the client and getting access from the server. And in the server you are probably storing your data like C programs data, Visual Basic programs data, Java programs data, C# data, that all are stored on the server side. Another one is Windows Server. The next point is Windows Server is a well known excellent and stability, providing security and user friendly as compared to the other operating system. Like if I want to configure a Linux based operating system, on that time it is taking too much of configuration time, and being an administrator it is difficult task, but the Microsoft server providing a facility for faster and fast building of the exercise. According to Microsoft, Windows Server 2003 needs less time to build and easier to configure. Building process is very less. Within 2 or 3 hours of time you can prepare your simple Microsoft Windows Server 2003. The purpose of this presentation right now I am giving you is to solve you practicability of the Server 2003 installation, how to install a server, how to configure Active Directory, how to configure user, and once the users are configured, and that how we can implement on the server. We start with the server installation. When you run the Windows Server 2003 server setup program, you must provide information about how to install and configure the operating system. So, before we start installing, we have to write down our major needs, that what way we want to finish up the installation process. The thorough planning can make your installation of the Windows Server 2003 more efficient by helping you to avoid potential problem during the installation. So, we need not to directly start installation, but we have to prepare our planning first. We have to gather our CDs, we have to gather our materials, we have to require some IP address, what kind of name we want to set, what kind of password for administrator we want to set, that we have to jot down in our pages. We have to plan it, and then we have to start our process. That is the right way for server installation, and this all tasks generally performed by the network administrator. So, those who are attending this lecture series, they are supposed to be a server administrator or network administrator in their future, and this would be helpful for the administrator. The most important thing you should take into consideration when planning for your Windows Server 2003 installation. These are the checklist that what we need to plan before installation of the server. The first is system requirement. For example, if you want to install a server, then your hardware must be a server hardware. There are two types of machine, like a normal desktop machine which is having keyboard, mouse, monitor and CPU. That is a normal desktop operating system. We can install a server operating system in the same desktop, but it is simply a testing purpose. In a real life, if I want to connect about 60 or 100 users on a server, that desktop machine would not serve the need. That server may crash, because it has no capacity of higher load sharing. For that we require a server which is a server configuration, which is having high memory, which is having high processing power, which is having high storage capacity, plus a SCSI drive, which is normally not available in a desktop machine. They are simple drives having hard disk, and here we have SCSI drive, so that concurrent user data can be saved concurrently. So, that kind of hardware we require, we have to test it, and on that we can install our server. But even if you install for a study purpose on a desktop, that is possible. Another point is we have to check its hardware compatibility as well as server compatibility, determine the disk partition option. For example, I have a server and hard disk capacity is about 250 GB. So, out of 250 GB, how much space I want to utilize for a server installation in a C drive, another is a D drive for user data, another is a E drive for software. For example, installable software I want to keep. So, for that I have to create partitions. So, what kind of partitions I have to create, how I have to manage my 250 GB of hard disk for C, D and E drive. So, I have to decide well in advance that how much is minimum requirement for my server. That also we have to take into consideration. That is a disk partition option, that what is the size, minimum size for a server. If we want to install very minimum amount of software on a server, we can have a 40 GB hard disk for a server installation, remaining we can use for a user and backup or a software. Another, once we make a partition of our hard disk, then what kind of partition we want to create. So, for a server we require a C drive, and that is C drive must be NTFS partition, because 2003 server is supported by NTFS. NTFS is NTFS network new technology file system, that is NTFS. Another older one is a FAT. You can see in our presentation that FAT32 and NTFS. So, these are the three partition. This one is the previous older one, that is file allocation table with 32 bit and NTFS. 2003 server is supporting NTFS file system, which is providing data storage up to GB, and that is more secure. We can give user rights for different file based on NTFS partition, while in a FAT user rights is somewhat difficult. Yes, I need, but I read later on. Decide work group. What kind of name for a work group you want to give? What kind of a work, decide work group or domain installation, that for that what domain you want to use. For example, I create a server, I want to give a domain name Swami, for example swami.com, or for example CSD computer science department.com. This way what kind of name you want to give, that you have to decide well in advance. Now another one is, after preparation we can start our installation. So we now begin the installation process. You can install Windows Server 2003 in several methods. All are valid and good. It is depending upon your need and your limitation. What way you want to install it? The first way, you can directly insert a CD drive of a Server 2003, install it through the CD drive, or you can copy the CD drive content on your drive, C drive or D drive, then you run from the drive. So both the way you can install. So here I am going to give you demonstration on, we are inserting a CD in a drive and rebooting the system to start server installation. So server installation is in two-step process. The first one is text based portion of the setup program. Another portion is a GUI based for a server setup. So once we insert a CD, it starts with the text based installation, then it will reboot the system, then again it will start GUI based installation, then final installation is over. So once I insert a CD, then what I need to do after inserting a CD, start the computer with the CD. Once we start with the CD, it gives this kind of screen. It will boot from the CD and it will ask to install the 2003 server on your computer, and this kind of blue screen comes. This way it will start loading some of the files from the CD initially, and here it also asking about press F6 if you need to install the third party SCSI drive or RAID driver. For example, in a real server configuration, I said earlier that there is a SCSI type of hard disk, while in a local desktop it is normal hard disk. In a SCSI disk, that number of concurrent data can be saved and there is no problem of hard disk crash. So different SCSI disks have different drivers available, and for that we require SCSI type of driver. So here if we press F6, right now I am rotating my mouse on this point, that is press F6 if you need to install the third party SCSI drive. If you have, then you can press F6 and install that driver, but if you don't have, you need not to do anything. Now another one is, after installation process, it also gives the information, press F2 to run automated system recovery. That automated system recovery is useful if you have previously installed server on your machine. For example, I have Windows 2003 server on my server and some problem occurs on my server. On that time what happens, that I have to reload that, then I can use the automated system recovery by pressing F2. Now another one is, after that it will also give the message that setup will load the necessary files and driver. It is loading necessary files and driver to your local system, and then it is installing this particular process. And here at the end you can see, I am rotating my mouse, that loading system files for a Windows setup. You can see on the screen, that kind of message you can see, and later on after all it will give the next screen. This way it will give a screen, select the setup, select to set up Windows Server 2003 now, means it is giving information. If you want to install, and if you have the previous installation of the operating system, you can try to fix it by pressing the R. If not press, then simply enter. For example, if you have previously installed operating system and if you want to repair that operating system, for many a times we have operating system and by chance or some virus or some any attack, our operating system is not booting and booting failed, then we insert the same CD again and we can press the R option, that is here, that is R for repair. On that time it is repairing the previously installed operating system. If you do not want to repair, you can start the new installation by pressing the enter key. Here is the enter. So you need to press enter. I am rotating my mouse. Look at here. After that, once you press and enter, you will find the next screen, and here it is giving the user license agreement, that Windows Microsoft is giving a license that this is the service provided under this operating system, and these are the rules and restriction, and this is the binding activity. If we agree, then we need to press F8. Look at here, I am rotating my mouse on the screen, that F8 we are agree the license. If you are not agree, then press escape, and this way if you are agreeing the license, it will start installing of your server 2003. After pressing F8, the next screen would be the partitioning of the hard disk, because we have entire hard disk available. Now that entire hard disk we need to partition, for one is for operating system, one is for user, one is for backup or software. So here the screen is giving the information about the all free space. Here we need to either create a new partition by pressing the C. I am rotating my mouse. Look at the screen here picture, and another, after this we can create a new partition for our operating system, and later on we can install it. Now look at the next screen. Here we are, it is asking what much of size, how much size you want, કેટલી size આપણે રાખવી છે for a C partition or a D partition or a E partition. Here we can define a size through our keyboard, and then if you press enter, it will create a partition for a new installation. After creating a partition, it will ask that partition is simply created, but it has not formatted. So it is during installation time, it is asking that what way you want to format. I said earlier in a checklist that before installing you have to check what kind of partition you want to create, what is the size of the partition. Once we create a partition, we want to format with the FAT or FAT32 or NTFS, and we said that server 2003 supports the NTFS file system. If you install server in NTFS, then you can give a security for a file level, user security on a file level if you have NTFS. But if you have FAT, that security is not up to file level, up to it is directory level.